What's up, YouTube? My name is Rudy, and welcome to Let's Play Children of a Dead Earth. I hope you are ready to wipe out the last vestiges of the USTA. We are doing the Fall of Titan, the last mission of the campaign. So we finally pushed the USTA back to Saturn, but we are not satisfied. They would like to surrender, but we will have none of it. We are going to wipe out their fleet and force a complete, unconditional surrender and make an example of them so no other factions in the future even think about rising up against us. So we get to customize our fleet. So I have redesigned my WAPO class ship. I give you the WAPO R, the latest in technology. It boasts 4 13 megawatt 11 millimeter charged railguns and 2 13 megawatt green lasers. I have modified the fuel tank, so I have 3 armored 80-ton decane fuel tanks in the front and 4 armored decane fuel tanks in the rear. I have my own customized reactor that is lighter than the stock reactor and has 39.1 megawatts of electricity. The crew module has been split into 2 separate modules for redundancy's sake. I have amorphous carbon radiators that are lighter and more effective, or well, not more effective, they're just simply lighter. But my nuclear reactor is also burning hotter, I should say my nuclear reactor is outputting more heat, so my radiators are more effective, so I don't need as many of them. To boot, the only thing, the engine could probably use some work. This is still a stock engine, but I don't know anything about designing thrusters. I mean, I was able to sort of ape my way through the fission reactor design based on what I've seen online and just my own experimentation, but I don't know anything about thrusters. And of course, the armor, I have 1 centimeter of boron as the outermost layer, acting as a Whipple shield, 2.3 centimeters of S-glass composite for my plasma absorption layer, and then 1 centimeter of amorphous carbon, which I guess is a spalling layer or something like that. I'm not sure how it all works. So this is the WAPO-A, A for Advanced class ship. It is the pinnacle of ship design technology to date. It's actually called a WAPO-R, I just didn't rename it. I should probably do that, but whatever. And this is my thermoelectric fission reactor. I mean, this design is largely dependent upon the fact that I have 97% enriched U-235 dioxide. Now, there's absolutely no cost associated with your fuel enrichment, so I feel like this reactor should be way more expensive than it currently is. But as it stands, it's only just over 5 tons. It's only 266 kc compared to the normal 13.5 megawatt reactor that I used to be using, which is considerably heavier. It's just completely absurd, the difference between these 2 reactors. Like, this is heavy, it's big, it's dumb, but this is advanced, sleek, and sexy. 97% enriched. So we get to, of course, pick our own fleet. I will be using 2 of my customized decane tankers to keep the ships fueled and happy, and I'll be using as many WAPO-Rs that I can fit. And I can fit 12 of them. They're great little ships, they really are. I mean, the lasers, this is going to be a formation of 12 ships, so 12 lasers will be more than enough to take out any drones that they send at us. The AI never seems to send missile waves of more than 20 at you, so again, the lasers will be enough. And then I have the railguns for taking out enemy ships, and of course the lasers can help with that too.
Incoming transmission.
You're the one who killed Commander Rahimi back at Interamnia, right? You should have listened to him. He was telling the truth. You know, I'm not sure I remember exactly who Commander Rahimi was. Back at Interamnia, I remember that now. I technically did not kill him, but, well, no matter. Oh, of course, with all the people you've killed so far, I don't imagine you would have cared, even if you had listened. Like, what are they talking about? They're just like, there's this big secret, and you're not in on it? Oh my god. Well, so here we are at Saturn, as we know. We need to destroy the last bastion of USTA. I almost said USAF, but it's actually USTA. to destroy their last bastion at Enceladus. And there they are. I think we can do it. Oh wait, no, we're at Enceladus. The reason why we're staging at Enceladus because it's under friendly control, and we know there are no anti-capital ship missiles on it, unlike the other moons which may have it. The enemy fleet is located at Titan, not to be confused with Triton, which is where we were earlier. And they seem to have some interesting ships. A hive ship with nuke cannons, a molten sky, the Solar Lance. Yeah, this fleet does not seem very threatening at all. I guess the hardest part will actually be getting to it. Our fleet consists of 12 WAPO R-class ships, which I've talked about already. But I mean, I got 12 WAPOs, so I figure 2 decane tankers will be necessary. Let's see what we can do. Make our frame of reference Saturn, and let's see about a trajectory. So looking at this raid here, I can already see that simply to expand my orbit out is going to cost me more delta V than my ships are currently capable of holding. So basically what I'm doing here is I set the frame of reference to Titan, and I can see where Titan should be relative to me. Like you can sort of see that we need like a 100-degree angle between Titan and my current location, so when then I create my trajectory, that loop will sort of go right at Titan. So here I've sort of been spinning around Saturn for a little while, trying to get things just right. We don't seem to be at the quite right phase angle, but we seem to be at 90 degrees. So now, with Titan as the frame of reference, when I start messing with my trajectory, I'll be able to get to Titan, and I'm doing a partial burn first to expand my trajectory a bit, and now I need to refuel all my ships for the second part of my burn. So I'm basically just gonna suck one of these decane tankers dry and leave them to their fate. I mean, we got somebody to pick them up. I don't know. I should probably give the decane tankers like hydrogen thrusters on their own, because since I don't need to worry about armoring them, it doesn't matter that the hydrogen tanks would take up so much volume. And now I can continue, I can do another trajectory burn to actually bring myself to Titan. And then after I sort of get there, I'm going to switch my frame of reference back to Titan, and we'll see a very familiar trajectory where it loops around like that and is right at Titan. And I mean, you can just sort of eyeball the position of the planets and get it pretty much right. And this is zooming in on Titan. We can do another trajectory to actually get us injected around Titan, and notice that the trajectory is coming in on one side of Titan to ensure that as we enter orbit we are matching the direction of the enemy fleet. And also we are out of alignment, so we need to adjust our plane at the orbital node where our orbit intersects with the enemy orbit. And that's really all there is to it, to getting to Titan. This actually is not that difficult of a mission. I mean, getting to Titan isn't that hard. You just need to be able to swing the whole refuel thing midway through. And here's a nice view of Saturn that we just saw. And then you have to do the rest of your burn. You know, you just gotta... You know, you're just orbiting Saturn around Enceladus, and once Enceladus and Titan form basically a bit greater than a 90-degree angle, you can just burn tangentially away and get out to Triton. Titan, I mean, not Triton. I keep saying, I'm probably gonna say Triton a lot more, but I of course mean Titan. And oh, a welcoming party of 20 Lancer drones. Actually, a spoiler alert, those drones are never even gonna make it into combat because they're gonna run out of Delta V. And so now, I'm trying to get myself around Titan in a good way, and also trying to mess with getting intercepts with the enemy fleet. But I'll need to refuel my fleet first, of course, before I'm ready to actually get into it. And that uses up my second decane tanker. My ships aren't quite full yet. Had I taken one less Wapo, I probably have enough fuel, but that's alright. The extra firepower will be welcomed. So now I'm just messing around with my trajectory, trying to chase down the enemy fleet. And yeah, the Wapos I think are going to be more than enough. I mean, they're tough little ships. I got 12 ships with the 12 lasers, so those are plenty plenty of laser firepower to take out enemy drones. And also, since the AI never sends missiles at more than size 20, the waves are always size 20, my lasers can also take out those missiles. But I feel like against a human opponent, they could certainly overwhelm my ships with way too many missiles, I think. Because I don't have any decoy launchers. And of course, also a human-designed drone would not be as susceptible to laser fire. Of course, I say human-designed drone. Of course, everything in this game is human design. What I really mean is player-designed ships. And now I'm in combat with the enemy. My 12 ships are arrayed, and we will take them out. And this guy, Admiral Jefferson, is claiming that my mother doesn't know about the damage I've been doing to the solar system. I find that hard to believe. They're just trying to trash talk me, trying to get me to doubt my resolve. But we are on the side of this faction. I'm not going to say the side of good. We're not on the side of evil. But hey, one faction can perhaps more efficiently rule the solar system than two. I don't know. That's the type of world that this is. So I'm going to target the solar lance first. I'm going to take out the laser. I don't feel like the laser is too effective, but being that the solar lance is the biggest ship, it's going to be the first one in range. And this guy is like, you sent back the human race 100 years? I seriously doubt that. I don't know. I mean, there has been some talk of nuking enemy colonies, which I'm not a big fan of. I feel like we should just leave them be. And there goes the railguns. I made them green, in fact, like I said I would. Each ship firing 2 railguns. It's a punishing amount of firepower, and I'm taking some laser hits, but they're not really doing much damage to me. I guess the boron is what's really helping me out. It's quite a sight to behold. And let's have a look at the enemy ship, how about? I mean, I feel like they're holding up surprisingly well. I think their I'm not sure what the armor on a solar lance is, but I think it's layers of aluminum and reinforced carbon. But they don't last too long. Ho man, look at that. And now they're firing their railguns back at me. A mediocre display. Too little, too late. At least they're purple, though. They got that part right. Taking some hits, but my armor is just deflecting it most effectively. And I'm pleased that the radiators are actually doing quite well. I mean, I guess I'm just lucky and they're not taking any hits. But yeah, you can see the armor is taking some damage, but it's mostly intact. And we lost our laser, we lost a railgun. And like whenever I lose one of those lasers, it just leaves this gaping hole in the hull. And I lost the crew on one of my ships. Yeah, those crew modules are always so hard to keep safe, especially since I put all the weapons right in front of them so the enemy targets the weapon modules. And then of course, they'll take out the crew module too. I just love this hail of firepower. And those ships just completely melted away. And so I think I only lost one ship in this whole confrontation, and that was the one ship that had the crew compartment lost. Let's see, I counted it up, and I think I had 11 left out of 12 that I sent in. And of course, we still need to retrieve those decaying tankers, which is perhaps no easy task. Overall, I'm quite pleased. I'm especially pleased about how easy this mission was compared to the last two, which were like just completely exhausting. And yeah, here's the one ship that lost both crew compartments. I could maybe separate them, But then, of course, that'll make the ship even longer. I could make them shorter, but then that increases the mass of the crew compartments, and 85% of our ships were unscathed, which is better than the record, but of course we still only get a silver medal. And now we are treated to some nice little afterwards to tell us what happened, which is quite nice. And basically how the core fleet of the USTA has been destroyed, and now they have absolutely no bargaining power, and we're free to do whatever we want. The Nippon Prime faction has always been weak, and our economic blockade of them is going to do them in. And our republic owns the solar system from here on out, and we intend to stand the test of time. Like, anyone who thinks that they're going to rise up and challenge this faction, they're going to have history to look back and think to themselves, this is not a good idea. High Command really knows what they're doing. I mean, you gotta hand it to them. Gotta hand it to them. A round of applause for the High Command. And so, the USTA, they just have some ground forces, soldiers, artillery, and other missile silos left, but I'm told not to worry about them because remember that silo ship that I keep yelling about because I hate it so much because it only uses missiles? Well, we're going to use that to go and just nuke all these moons down to the bedrock, these colonies. Which is something I really don't agree with. I mean, me, the player, doesn't agree with it, but I can assume that maybe my character agrees with it, or is completely ambivalent. And here is the greatest twist of them all. My dearest daughter, says the Madam President. I am her daughter. I always assumed I was just some dude. But hey, this is like a classic video game twist. Like, what the hell's the name of that game? I can't remember. The one with Samus. Metroid. And of course, actually, if you've read Ancillary Justice is the name of the book, where the main character is like a part of a large artificial intelligence of a ship, and the main character was separated from the ship and it got destroyed anyway. But the whole idea behind this book is that the main character doesn't even see gender and just refers to everyone as she, and it just basically has the effect of turning that particular word into just a genderless pronoun, which is kind of interesting. And I don't know why this reminded me of that, because it's really not related in the first place, but I don't know, just something about science fiction and this type of topic I feel like happens a lot. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hit that thumbs up, consider subscribing, and this was Children of a Dead Earth, the campaign. I'll probably be doing some sandbox-related videos and also design-related videos too in the future. Good luck with your ship designs and space admiralshipness and space tactics, yes, that's the word, and strategy.